Today, the British Red Cross celebrates 150 years since its formation, an organisation aiming to aid the sick and wounded soldiers in times of war. Well, among those leading the tributes to the British Red Cross is the Queen, who's written a letter to staff and volunteers saying their contribution is valued and greatly appreciated. Prince Charles, who's the president of the Red Cross, also recorded a video message.
Through giving relief to those affected by war and conflict, supporting refugees, providing health and social care in peacetime, and helping people and communities hit by natural disasters, the British Red Cross has, for 150 years, shown just how powerful kindness can be.
Well, joining us now is the Chief Executive of the British Red Cross, Mike Adamson. Mike, really good to see you, and well, happy birthday, I suppose I should be saying. I'm wondering how you'll be marking the milestone yourself.
Well, good morning. I never thought I'd get to be 150 years old, but so it does make me feel rather humble.
You're looking good on
obviously, we would have been having great big birthday parties all over the country, but given the circumstances, we're going to be doing some virtual events during the day with our volunteers and staff. And of course, it's wonderful to have the support of the royal family, but also of our corporate supporters, donors, and so on, who are really coming together to celebrate, where we've come from, what we stand for, our kindness and our values, but also the difference we make every day here in the COVID crisis, but also here in the UK and around the world, but also beyond that. We're going to be here for a while to come yet, I fear.
Well, Mike, tell us a little bit then about how the British Red Cross has changed, has evolved, the work it did a century and a half ago and the work that you've just been talking about.
Well, the foundations of the Red Cross were on the battlefield, 150 years ago, but the principles which we apply are just the same now as they were then. The principles of humanity, impartiality and neutrality, and the kindness that all of our volunteers and staff show in the day-to-day work that they do. And that is as relevant today as it was 150 years ago. But of course, the circumstances in which we do it are very different. We've not responded to a pandemic for many, many years, and this is an emergency like no other in the way in which it is broadening health and income inequalities. And some of the things we're doing now, we also haven't done for many years, like food deliveries, but we're also delivering prescriptions, running a support line, provide advice and guidance to people, providing cash to people. We're doing a whole host of things that are relevant now, but underpinned by those same values and principles that have been around us for the whole of our history.
It is a huge range of tasks that the Red Cross is involved in. I mean, how do you focus? I mean, frankly, there are any number of health problems around the world that the Red Cross could be involved in. I mean, it's a horrible thing to have to do, but you do have to pick and choose because you do need to spend your money wisely. How do you do that?
Well, that's so true. So we have a focus on people in emergencies for obvious reasons, people who are displaced. There are more people displaced in the world now than any time since the Second World War. And then people in the areas of greatest health inequality. So as we've responded here in the UK to this crisis, what we've been really working hard to do is to ensure that the things we're offering, be it the food deliveries or the telephone support or the cash support, are available in the areas of greatest need. So we're really trying to use data and evidence to inform that. So that's how we prioritize. And then globally, similarly, we're working with our partner Red Cross and Red Crescent organizations in some of the most difficult places, be it in Yemen, in Syria, in Bangladesh, where actually some of the things we take for granted around social distancing, washing our hands are much more difficult if you're living in a refugee camp where those services are just hard to find. So it's a real challenge, but that's how we focus, by focus on those who most need our help.
Well, congratulations on the anniversary. As I was saying, you look very good on 150, Mike Adamson, and all the very best for the organisation for the future. Thanks for joining us in the programme this morning.
Thank you so much.